Hey everyone, welcome back to the series. You might notice things look a bit different from last time. I think the sky might be a little bit different from the end of the last video. Notably, these goblins are still alive. So what happened was I actually forgot to save after I came back to New Sarpagal, and I had to load my autosave. No, I'm just gonna go into turn-based mode to put everything on pause for a moment. And I'm actually kind of glad it happened that way because it allows me to show you one quirk, one bug in the game, which is when you do an area transition that involves some kind of cost. So, for instance, the money we paid to go by sea from Castle Ironfist back to New Sarpagal, the autosave will only be created after the cost has already been deducted. Meaning, when we loaded the autosave, we're still back in New Sarpagal, but with the money already gone. So if you do a bit of math, you'll see what we're missing in gold is one more instance of the cost of the original trip. So we lost a bit of money for no reason, but it lets me show you this aspect of the game so that if you're playing, you will know not to spend your last bit of gold on a trip and then forget to save, because that would complicate things for you. With that done, let's just quickly re-kill these enemies. You can see some mages are joining the goblins. They're not gonna last very long. Let's shoot them all down. The reason the turn-based combat is slow right now is because there are, in fact... Why aren't you hitting him? Oh, I think the ship is blocking us. What? This goblin, come on, man. So, there are actually other enemies in this little area that are taking their turns, but which we can't see right now. So I'm just gonna kill these guys, and I'm gonna cast Wizard Eye to show you where these people are, as soon as Alexis is able to. And so you see them on the map. They're in this little sort of valley area leading to a... Come on, man. Leading to a larger area where, in fact, a lot of mages are camped. I'm just gonna kill these guys. They can actually do a fair amount of damage to you if you let them gang up on you. Okay, I just wanna kill enough of them so that we have some breathing room. As you can see, we're finding some stuff. That's good. And eventually they will make their way over this little hill that they're on. But they don't seem to be too keen on that. So, you know what, I'm just gonna open this chest. Just gonna take everything. And, you know, I guess this... My rule of thumb is gonna be anything worth more than 100 I'm gonna take to sell. You know what, it's early in the game that we can take everything. We don't have an issue of inventory space. Now with that done, because these enemies here are still bugging me a little, I'm just gonna kill... Just gonna kill them. I just need some peace and quiet. Okay. Still coming. Still poking their little heads up over this little crest over here. And there's one who's gonna be here. I'm gonna take him down. And a few more. Let's just take them out. It's gonna be no problem. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Let's just miss every shot we're taking. Why not? That's better. Okay. And one more. Okay. One more. Okay. Okay, now we're finally done. As you can see, the indication of whether there are enemies around us, this little light next to each character portrait, is now green, which means we're safely out of range of all enemies. Now let's go back to the docks, because what I wanted to show you... Actually, you know what? Let me just save another game. Let's just save it over this. I'm going to show you these barrels. Now, in real life, if you've just gotten off a ship and you see barrels of odd colored liquids close to the docks, you really should stay far away from them. You know, don't touch them. Certainly don't drink them. However, this game isn't real life, it's a fantasy game, and in it, you absolutely should drink any and all strange colored liquids that you find in barrels. And the reason is because these will increase your stats. So orange will be intellect, yellow will be accuracy, blue will be personality, green will be endurance. So, and this is a good opportunity to talk about how stats work. So it's not a linear system. The way it essentially works is that 13 is the 0 point, the neutral zone where you're neither getting any bonuses or penalties. Below that you get a penalty. For every 2 points above 13 you get a bonus, up to a point, and then it requires more and more points to get the same bonus, like until the end where you'll need like 50 or 100 points to get the same bonus that you were getting every 2 ranks. So for that reason I want to give the endurance value to someone who has an odd number, and the only one who has odd endurance right now is Serena. If I give her this, you should see her max hit points visibly go up. And indeed, they do. She now has 26 max HP. For the same reason, I'm gonna... Well, you both have the same amount of intellect, but I think it's more important for you to have higher spell point capacity, because you're a hybrid class, you don't get as many spell points per level as he does. You see, he already has 19, you only have 8. So let's give this to you, and you'll see her capacity has gone up. And for personality, the same reason, I'm going to give this to Roderick, and you should also get a bonus. Yep. And in yellow is accuracy, so... I think it's more important for Roderick to be more accurate. And we could have gone in and seen his attack bonus go up. But we didn't, because I didn't look at his stats. Now, with that done, I'm actually going to save again, because I am incredibly paranoid. I cast Wizard Eye again. And we're just gonna... By the way, if you hit Z, you bring up the party overall status screen. One thing it'll tell you is when you're ready to level up, this number will be green. So I'm periodically going to check that to see when we're ready to train to the next level. And what I wanted to do was, I just wanted to come here next to all these goblins, which should be very easy to take down because none of them have ranged weapons. And one thing I'm going to show you is I'm in turn-based mode now, which I entered by pressing enter. When you're in turn-based mode, you can look around freely, but if you attack or take actions, then that'll trigger, additional turns. But one thing you can do, frequently in this game you'll be fighting monsters, or I will be fighting monsters that are maybe higher in level than the ones you're supposed to fight, and you don't want them to get close to you. One thing to note is that every monster in this game, their speed will be slower than your party's running speed. So if you ever want to build up a bit of distance between you, make sure there's place to run behind you, and make sure you're in turn-based mode. Turn all the way around, take turn-based mode off, and then just run for a while. When you're ready to fight, stop, hit turn-based mode again, and then you can turn around at your leisure and fight the monsters with more space and more time for you to take them all down. Just a bit of a tip. Although you do have to worry about the enemy's ranged attacks if they do have them. But over time you will develop a sense of how to zigzag the way you run so that at least some of the ranged attacks will miss you. And it's hard to teach, but it's just one of those skills you pick up over time by playing. And this guy seems to be glitched into the wall. That's okay. Now with all those done, I don't think these chests are trapped, but just in case, I will have my party member with the disarm trap highlighted. And I'll open this. What do we find? A better shield for Serena. That's good. More alchemy ingredients, which we're going to give to you. A ring that is useless. A hand axe. Okay, that's fine. Next. Okay, yeah, let's loot these bodies. Where is this one? This one is here. Okay. Let's go to this chest. Let's open it. We get this gold. As you can see, we're building up a healthy amount of gold. Another helm, which I guess I'll give to you. Leather armor to sell. Yeah, inventory is getting a little bit cluttered, but that's okay. Oh, by the way, the spell scroll, well, not just the spell scroll, but once I'm done, before I go into the abandoned temple, I will talk about a few things, including that spell scroll. And let's pick up alchemy ingredients along the way. First of all, I want to check if we can get more luck. Indeed we can, because the same well that would give us luck if we were below a certain amount has now refreshed and is giving us more. It didn't work on Serena because her luck is already past the threshold, so she can't get any more, but I think we can use it one more time. And I think you can't use it anymore. You can't. So I guess we'll give it to Roderick. Okay. And I guess this is a good opportunity to talk about the secrets I showed at the beginning of last video, but didn't really explain. So the first thing I did was I took a sip from this well. Nothing happened. Then I went and did a seemingly random thing. I put my money in the bank and came back to this well, and it gave me 100 gold. Actually, the way it works is that if you have no gold, and if you come to this well, it will give you a bit of gold. So that was one secret. Then I clicked on the side of this bank, and it gave a scroll of fly. It will always be a fly scroll. It's scripted to be that way. And after that, I ran over there, and there was a rock that wasn't actually a rock, it was a container. We found some gold and some loot inside. So, you know, that part was essentially me attempting to blow you away with my knowledge of seemingly obscure secrets in this game. If you were impressed by that, I'm gonna tell you right now that you shouldn't be, because this is the opening area. So of course everyone will know that stuff. And the moment I leave this region, my knowledge about this game and what secrets there are to find in each region will drop precipitously. And I will in fact be consulting walkthroughs for a lot of it. So, for some reason that I never really understood, and nobody, I think, ever tells or even acknowledges in the game, there are goblins on the balcony of the Guild of the Self. The guild where you get basic mind, body, and spirit spells. We're just gonna, because we can shoot them, but they can't do anything, we're just gonna take them all out. And sure, I guess we can make a bit of a detour and even collect, oh, excuse me, even collect their corpses. And I'm just gonna, I said I'm just gonna jump off. Okay. By the way, all the stuff I'm doing in this video right now is in preparation of going into the abandoned temple. So before I go in there are a few things we have to do. I'd like to gain one more level if I can. I'm just gonna save here. I'm gonna heal Alexis. So before I go in, I'd like to clear this goblin camp. What that'll do for us is... oh my god, that's gonna hurt. If you want to target specific enemies, you can click on them. Otherwise, the game will target whatever's closest to you. Now, that's a bit unfortunate because he's somehow able to target us, but we can't target him at this range. So this is a little annoying. The combat is a bit buggy. So now let's try and take him down. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to kill all these goblins. We will find some stuff in their camp. Maybe we'll get a level. That'll be handy if we... you know, the extra skill, spell points and health will be handy because when I enter a dungeon, I generally like to clear the whole thing in one go rather than having to leave and heal and come back. So let's... come on, man. So... what is... oh. You are making trouble? Come on, man. Okay. So we're actually doing pretty well. I'm pretty happy at the efficiency with which we're dealing with these goblins, but none of them have been Goblin Kings, the highest tier that you can find. They're red, and they have a stronger attack and more health, as you might expect. So we haven't really been tested, but even so, I'm happy with how well we're going through these guys. And I think we might only have basic goblins left. And as Serena said, it's too easy. She might be right, but even so, I think it's worth doing. And as you can see, sometimes things in the environment will block your shots, which is kind of realistic but also annoying. And sometimes the auto-targeting will send your projectiles towards something that is actually out of range. And so the projectiles won't hit it, which is annoying. So... bit of... it's a little rough around the edges, the combat system in this game, but once you play, you get a sense of all this stuff, and you'll get used to it, and it'll be second nature to you. Now, having done all of that, let's just loot these bodies. Get a trivial amount of gold, but it adds up. You know, if you loot 10 goblin corpses, you might get, what, 70, 80 gold. And that could be the difference between being able to get a nice item or being, what, 12 gold shy. So, I'm just gonna get all this stuff. I'm gonna cast Wizard Eye again. You see there are a few more bodies, and these chests might actually be trapped. So I'm gonna save my game.
Got it.
It was trapped, but she was able to open it.
Aha!
We find a chainmail. Unfortunately, none of us have the chainmail skill. I will take that. Take this and that. All this gold. I think this is going to be better than the weapon that Serena started with, even though it doesn't have any attack bonus. Shield might actually be either better or as good. +6. Let's give her the smaller one. Why not? same cell value too. So this is 2 to 4, 2d4, which is actually 1 to 8. This is 2d5, which is... sorry, that was 2 to 8. This is 2d5, which is 2 to 10, so slightly better. And sure, we can sell that. Is there another container here? There is. Let's open it.
Got it.
She opened that as well. What do we get? Knight gauntlets. Let's give these to our paladin. Let's get some more gold. Remove curse. I'm actually gonna hold on to this because it'll be a while before we're able to learn that spell ourselves. And you know what? Why not? Let's go to this isolated house out here beyond the goblin camp. We find someone, Igor, the teacher, who... not sure what's going on here. I think it might be like something he has inside his mouth, like a piercing that's dangling, but at first sight it really does look like he's drooling, so it's an unfortunate visual, but let's ignore that for now. So he tells us, by the way, the first conversation option is often going to be something random, relevant to either what the person's profession is or maybe something about the region, and the rest are usually tied to that specific person. Now, he offers training in ancient weapon expertise, but none of us know that skill yet, so it's irrelevant to us. He also tells us that the person who can train us to be masters in ancient weapons is in Paradise Valley. She was last seen in Paradise Valley. So it'll be a while before we see her, but as I mentioned, we don't even have the skill yet, so probably not even relevant. At least not for a while. Having done all that, now finally, let's go back to New Sopical. Before we do that, let's mix one of these. Let's give this to you. Let's organize things a little bit. Let's... Oh, before I go into the abandoned temple, I need to talk to this guy. So he says that spiders, giant spiders, are a menace to the town. He's gonna give us a reward if we can kill the Spider Queen. I wanted to pick that up because the Spider Queen is, in fact, in the abandoned temple. Let's also... not this guy, let's just talk to this guy. Now, it's not a quest, but let's just look at this conversation option. He apparently buys cobra eggs. So if we find cobra eggs somehow, we can sell them to him for a handy bonus. Let's also quickly go here and pick up the horseshoes that I neglected to get last time. Let's organize things a little bit and give you the gauntlets. Let's give you this. Okay, now we need to sell some stuff. Let me just... what time is it? 7... it's too late.
I think it's closed.
It's too late. So let's rest for the night. Now let's sell everything that we're not using, which is all this stuff. And again, we're getting hosed because of our low merchant skill, but it's okay. Right now, we just need money to get us over the initial hump. And then we can worry about optimizing things a little bit. Let's give this to you. And let's, in fact, go to the general store. See if they have any alchemy ingredients. You do. Let's just buy all of these. I'm not gonna buy a crappy leather cloak. Let's...
it worked.
do that. Let's You know what, let's give all of these to you. By the way, if you pick up an item and if you hit a number which corresponds to which character it is, so I picked up those potion bottles and rather than dragging them one by one, I just hit 4, so that sent them to Zoltan's inventory. Mixing these potions, we will be doing alchemy later on, making more and more complex potions, but this early in the game, it really is more useful to just have access to healing when you need it. Now let's save the game again. Let's just make a new save this time. New game 4. And I have half a mind to actually go back to Castle Ironfist to try and buy new bows, because these two are pretty crappy. But I don't want to waste too much in-game time. I want to be at least slightly efficient. Okay, what's... Oh, okay, yeah. This is one of the secrets in this game, that goblins will spawn on this bridge once you've crossed it. Which is unfortunate for us, because they have cramped us for room, but we're going to use the trick that I mentioned earlier to give ourselves more room. And now we can shoot them down. So we would much rather be fighting any and all enemies at range rather than melee. The last one is where? It's here. Again, glitched into the wall. And frozen apparently. And now dead. Okay. Okay. Still not ready to train. That's okay. I also noticed this crate here. Let's open it. It wasn't trapped. You know it wasn't because Alexis didn't have anything to say. If she does successfully disarm a trap, she will be happy about it. Let's get this. Let's see, this is the first special combination potion we found. Purple, as you might know from, you know, your basic knowledge of colors, you would get by mixing red and blue. And it's Cure Poison, which is actually useful because Serena doesn't know how to cure poison yet. Sure, you know what, let's take that. Let's take this. Let's organize. I'll put my hybrid stuff over there for now. Now, let's go back and cast Wizard Eye again. Start clearing the exterior here outside the abandoned temple. And here's an instance of the auto-aim not being the best. So there's an enemy pretty close, but it's blocked by this wall of dirt. So to actually hit things, we need to manually aim. It was probably this enemy that's now coming over. I think the other thing we should do is we should attempt to target the enemies with ranged attacks. Come on. There we go. Okay. We've cleared out the outside, and let's do this. Let's just take everything. We're actually getting a decent amount of gold. Let's open both of these crates. I'm just gonna save just in case there's a nasty trap. And now I'm gonna start cycling through my old saves. I think 4 is enough. That's a disappointing amount of gold, but that's okay. That's fine. Let's give this to you. Take that. Why not? Not ready to solve the entire abandoned temple just yet, but one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go inside. Let's see, we have some bats to fight.
Got him.
Okay, bats are dead. It's really dark inside, so I'm gonna cast Torchlight. which improved things a little bit. Bats, unfortunately, don't give gold by default when you click on them, but occasionally will give you some sort of miscellaneous item, like a ring, maybe. Who needs might? Let's give it to Alexis. Well, let's give it to Roderick, because when we give it to him, you should see his damage go from 3 to 9 to 4 to 10. And indeed, that's what happened. Okay. Let's kill some more... oh, this is a vampire bat. I'm actually going to save my game, because if it diseases us, if it gives us a disease, I don't want to have to run back to heal. And these guys are really getting up close. And I'm gonna move because this... okay, I think we were too close to the wall, so we were glitching a little bit. What? Oh no, I think it's the staircase that's doing that. Ah. Ooh boy. The joys of playing really old games, and as you can see, some of our projectiles are going into the ground. So... this bat is doing some pro dodges. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some distance. Okay. Still not ready to train, that's okay. And as I talked about in video number 2, because the loot from enemies isn't determined until you actually click on them, I could be save scumming to try and get some loot from these bats, but it's really not necessary, and I don't want to break the flow of the game too much. And as you saw just then, enemies glitching through the door, there are enemies on the other side. What you can do is use the fact that you can occasionally see them to hit them, but it's very finicky. I think it's better to just fight them in a more honorable way, which I'm gonna... oh, let's get... okay. Oh, King Cobra, okay. This thing has a lot of health. Okay. Okay, let's heal ourselves up a little bit. I will be save scumming if anyone goes down. You can look at the auto map to see we want just one of them to go through the door, and we got one. Oh no, it's a Queen Cobra. Okay, we want to look down. I said, okay, this is a bit glitchy on the staircase, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to save again.
Someone heal me.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that. Okay, no, nope. Okay, yeah, this is a better... come on. Oh my god. Okay, this is... yeah, our lack of accuracy is really not doing us any favors. And the fact that we can't do anything once we get into melee. So what I'm gonna do instead... You know, I'm gonna load one more time. And I'm gonna save. Finally! Finally we killed that Queen Cobra. Now, what was the upshot of all that is... Unless there's another boss snake in this room, we should be able to go inside. It's just a regular Cobra. Okay, let's just go up. We have very little room to fight. That is one of the things that is really hampering us right now. Let's just siphon this last snake in. Let's turn around, give ourselves more distance. Now let's take him down. Okay. Okay. Now we should be good to go into this room. Hopefully there aren't any more snakes inside, but there might be. Sometimes enemies in the corners won't... Yep, this one just appeared out of nowhere. And I don't want my healer getting... healer getting killed, so I loaded my game. Okay. Oh no, there are entirely too many snakes in this area. No, I'm not gonna reference a certain thing that you might have been expecting me to reference. All I will say is that... Oh my god, Serena, why? This is not how I wanted things to turn out. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. And let's not completely lose all perspective. Let's get it together. Yeah, we definitely need better bows. And we definitely need more accuracy, we need more health, we need more of everything. But for now, we just need to kill the snake. Okay. Now I think we might be done with the snakes inside this room. And oh no, we're not. I was why I thought we were done with snakes was because the wizard eye spell ran out. So I mistakenly thought the area was clear, but in fact it wasn't. But this should be the last snake. And our torchlight spell has also run out. That's okay. Now we can go back to the room. And there's a trident on the ground, which does 2 to 12 damage, which is better than 3 to 9. Not by much, but slightly better when you use it two-handed. There's a chest, which has one of our quest items. Doesn't matter who we give it to. Some more gold. A turquoise amulet, I'm just gonna sell it. And I'm just gonna sell that. One isn't enough for us to be too worried about. An empty large bag. Empty bucket. Yellow liquid, who should this go to? I guess... Let's give it to you. Okay. That done, I'm gonna go back to New Sarpagal. Ooh, there's some gold here. And some more gold here. And I'm gonna call this video good. We made our first foray into the abandoned temple. We got one of our quest items. We are well positioned to complete our first quest. And we're not ready to train just yet, but we should be able to after we complete this quest. And after that, might actually change plans and go to Goblin Watch, because I think that'll be a bit easier. It's a bit more open than fighting a bunch of snakes right at the beginning. And it's, I think, an easier dungeon. So with that done, I'm gonna bring this video to a close. When I see you next time, I hope I will play a bit better and get less frustrated. But once we're past the initial hurdles, I think things will get a lot easier. So I'm gonna actually save this time. Save over this one. And I'll see you in the next part. So, till then, take care.